So you think about moving to Pismo Beach or Shell Beach, California, and you want a beachfront house? Well, I hate to tell you, they don't exist in Pismo Beach. So I'm going to show you where you can get a house on the beach near Pismo so you can walk out of your backyard right onto the sand. Now we are in Pismo Beach, actually the Shell Beach area right now. I just wanted to point out there are big, beautiful homes here. This is a great neighborhood. But you see that there's no access. You don't just walk out to the beach. You actually walk out and there's a cliff. In this case, there's not even a beach. It's just a rocky place. So you wouldn't want to be down there. Most of the houses here don't have access to the beach. There's a few little beach areas that have steps you can go down, but a lot of the steps have washed away and it's just not accessible. So Shell Beach, Pismo Beach, great place to live, great place to have a house, but you're just not on the beach. So now we're looking at Pismo Beach itself. I just wanted to kind of show what I'm talking about. So we were in Shell Beach, we saw the houses, but they're up on the cliff. Now we're in downtown Pismo Beach, and we have hotels that are close to the beach, but they're still not right on the beach. But there certainly are no homes. Now you can see as we look northbound all the way up to the cliff, there's cliffs all the way up and down Pismo Beach proper. So you can get to the beach. We have a big, beautiful beach. Look at it. It goes so far down to the south, but you just don't have a beach house. Now, let's go to a beach house. Just down the street, a few miles from Pismo Beach, right down Highway 1, you go down to Pier Avenue. Now, Pier Avenue in Oceano is the second and the southernmost entrance where you can drive your vehicle onto the beach and down into the dunes. Now you can see these houses are actual beach houses. They are right on the beach. This street has a lot of big, beautiful homes. There's a couple homes for sale right now, hovering right about $2.75 million. So these are high-end homes, they're big homes, and they're in Oceano. So I do want to point out as we look at this beach, look down the beach, so we're looking at Pismo. It was a little foggy, a little overcast when I shot this video, but what we're looking at is the pier. It's just covered up with the fogs. So we are looking at Stroud Street here in Oceano. These homes are big and high-end. Some of them are rentals. There are a lot of short-term rentals. So when you buy a house here, you have the opportunity. You can, if availability permits, you can get a short-term rental for your home. So you can have a property management company rent these houses out. One of the houses that's listed for sale right now, again, in that $2.75 million price range, is actually a short-term rental. And so in order to go in and tour that house for a client of mine, I actually had to check the schedule, the rental schedule, and see when it's available. This house here now in the middle of April rents for $5.99 a night in the middle of the week. So you might be able to make some good income if you buy a house down here in Oceano. But the point is, people are looking for beach houses that just don't exist in Pismo or Shell Beach. Now, Oceano is kind of a cool little town. It's unincorporated. It's south on Highway 1 from Pismo Beach and Grover Beach. Now, this neighborhood here has big houses. They're big beach houses, and they are not cheap. Even though Oceano is kind of known for being more affordable and having a lot of manufactured homes and smaller, just lower end properties. But this neighborhood right here is on Pier Avenue and it runs parallel to the beach. So look at all of these homes in this neighborhood. They're nice and big. You don't get the big lots. It's kind of like Shell Beach in that matter, that these are big homes on little lots. So you see the houses are really packed together, and you can see that there's some smaller houses sprinkled in with the big new homes. The smaller homes are just older, and they're kind of the original homes that were built down here in the Oceano area. So you can drive down Highway 1 to Pier Avenue, and you can come down this where you go and you rent the ATVs and the buggies and everything to drive out onto the beach. So you'll drive out onto Pier Avenue, you pay your $5 a day or $50 a year, whatever you choose. And then you can drive your car right out onto the beach. I'm going to show you with the drone right now. So we're flying from the end of the street these houses are on, and boom, you're right there on the sand. So Oceano, that's the place to be. You can spend as much money as you want on a beach house in Oceano, but it does exist that you can be right here on the beach. Now, I do want to point out a couple things. This is, again, it's beautiful. Look at these homes. They are phenomenal. There's a couple of downfalls about being down here in Oceano. One is on these streets, because they're so close to the beach. One, Oceano's unincorporated. So nobody's really claiming responsibility for these little streets that these houses are connected with. So the streets are pretty rough and they're pretty bumpy and they are in need of maintenance. Also, the winds that come off the shore blow sand. You can see all the sand all over the street. So there are some cars that are not a good idea to bring into this neighborhood. I have a rear-wheel drive car that I drove out here and literally got stuck on the street in the sand. So when I drove down here to shoot this video, I brought my all-wheel drive Subaru. It's a little bit better on the bumps and certainly better in the sand because I drove it out to the beach and then I drove into this neighborhood. So Oceano, absolutely gorgeous. Look at those dunes. Look at that big, giant beach. Because I shot this in the morning and it was foggy, I wanted to just wrap up with a time-lapse video of the sunset that you would enjoy if you were looking out of your house here in Oceano. My name is Bruce Carson with Keller Williams Realty Central Coast. As we see the sun go down here, I just want to remind you, if there's anything that I can do to help you buy, sell, invest in real estate, or just any questions about the area here in San Luis Obispo, feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. I am always here to help.